Assalamu alaikum. Hi, Oracle, Reiki, spiritual healer. And, as we move forward in our understanding, and as God has purified us for his special purpose as chosen ones, each one of us has a different kind of gift that has been given to us, and we have been hand selected by God with different kinds of understandings. So, I wanted to give you the understanding that when we're talking about witchcraft, and I was talking to one of my followers earlier, about the witchcraft on Christmas. Our brother Steve Carroll, Assalamu alaikum, Steve, that, he was looking at one of my older videos where I was telling you guys that a lot of the ancients, a lot of the people from the earlier indigenous people, from the foundational Black Americans, people who are the Black and brown people, Latinos, a lot of people who have been using the holy books as a means to attack the chosen ones, especially those who have been under this type of attack in your family. So, like I said, that I have cleansed many different situations where, the spiritual narcissist had a person's picture in the Holy Bible. I have dealt with different situations where there have been different kinds of attacks on the person's image. So we have these understandings that these spiritual narcissists will use different kinds of stories from the Bible. And like I say, they will raise their vibration with anger in order to attack people, the chosen ones, and higher spirits in order to attack. They will use and create images, dolls. I have talked about this on many occasions. And they will, all of these types of behaviors come from the Holy Bible. That these people were taking the Holy Bible and using it for their own selfish means in order to attack. Narcissism, spiritual attacks, hired spirits. Because, physically, you do not have to have an altar in order to hire a spirit. You do not have to make a contract. The person that you are, going to, if you are going to those types of spiritual narcissists, if you are engaged in those types of spiritual practices who attack people, warlocks, witches, those types of people automatically know that, they are rewarded for attacking chosen ones. They, at that time, become the contract with the person that they are attacking. If they make good upon harming and attacking, bringing this chosen one into submission to the entity, controlling, the gifts or the mind of the person, manipulating the person. They automatically have been using the holy books all of this time as a means of manipulation, because it's like I tell you, on this channel, that the holy book, the Holy Bible, has been manipulated because the entity could not touch it, could not discern it. So they had to, manipulate the word so that they could, have access to it. They do not live by these words. And this also goes for those who were given over into integration with the spiritual narcissists, with those people who are practicing malevolent attacks, through the Holy Bible, through the church. Okay. And as we understand this, we also have this around the world, where people will give you religious texts, but they do not follow it. It is only for certain people, the chosen ones, the children, the women. The narcissists do not follow what is in the holy books because it makes their mask fall. So therefore, since they cannot decipher the holy books, then they also do not like the cleansing methods or know how to, apply the cleansing methods. Because if they knew how to apply the cleansing methods from the holy books, the purifying methods, those purifying methods that we've been talking about, that purifies metal, the different elements, okay, and they're purified in many times with fire, okay, it's a process. And many times, if they had an understanding of these types of cleanses, they automatically know that they will be cleansed, that type of cleanse will harm them. So therefore, they have to mix those types of lies with the truth. They have to have these types of attacks upon you. They have to have these types of attacks upon any of the chosen ones, because the healing methods and the healing rituals will harm them. Okay, it attacks them at their very core and foundation. There will be certain things that they have implemented in society that they will not be able to explain. There will be certain things that they have implemented into our homes, men and women who follow the patriarchy of these narcissists, these warlocks, that use these types of measures that, a lot of the witches have been given over into, and learn from these types of, people in society, in the spiritual spaces, in our homes, of how to manipulate the ones that they want to attack. And simply, as simply as it's put, when we have anyone up on the earth that knows the ancient rituals, who have been taught the ancient rituals, and we see these types of attacks upon people, the witchcraft, the sorcery, the manipulation, then we automatically understand that certain things these people have been practicing through the Holy Bible in order to attack you. They have been creating these types of attacks through the Holy Word in order to attack people in society at a governmental level, where it is for haram for certain things, but it is not haram for us to understand that abuse is abuse at any level. That if you are practicing immorality, if you are practicing lust, then you are operating with a spirit. And nothing says that I have to stay with you because of, what you believe that the holy books say, what you believe, how you want to apply the holy books. So again, this is, a spiritual attack upon the marriages. It's a spiritual attack upon people who are using, manipulation through the holy books. And it has been done throughout the ages. And now that we are learning to cleanse ourselves through different phases, we're learning to cleanse ourselves through the earth, through the waters, through different kinds of attacks that you will need to be cleansed. The negative energy that they have given you and sent out to you from these spaces, within your home, from these sorcerers, these witches and warlocks, it cannot just be cleansed by the means that they are given to you on any level, when they have practiced this type of attack and manipulation through the holy books. It has to be cleansed from a person that is experienced at it, and it has to be exposed. It has to be cleansed from a person who knows the spiritual methods, who knows the herbs and the rituals, which is not just baptizing. Because when someone has used your image to create a doll or idol, in order to attack you, then you have to know how to undo those types of attacks without, harming the person. Because if you're doing it wrong, if you remove that picture from that book, then that attack can be attached to the person. If you're removing that picture, from, the person, and they've come in contact with it, then that frequency, that negative attack can harm the person, and it can be up on the household. It can be up on the persons who have touched it. So we have this understanding that any kind of manipulation through the holy books is something that has to be done with someone who is experienced. The truth has to be told to the people who are going through these types of rituals, who may not know that they have been practicing, something negative integrated with the entity against what God's will is. That they have been practicing, witchcraft and voodoo against what God's will is. So when we enter into these understandings about the ancients and the things that they have understood as a means that was supposed to be used against the colonizers and those who were attackers, the abusers, the enslavers, the ones who cracked the whip. That's what it was supposed to be used. And when you use these types of tactics through the holy books upon your own people, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, then, once you start to cleanse that negative energy, and let me go ahead and add this in, because we have people who have, sent attacks upon, women unjustly throughout history, and it's still going on now, where in certain cultures, they will only, talk about women or show women doing malevolent acts with sorcery, voodoo, different kinds of manipulations, laying tricks upon people, sending the evil eye, and they will only show women in these spaces. But in reality, when, the Prophet Muhammad was attacked, peace be upon Prophet Muhammad, he was attacked by a sorcerer, by a male who, tied his hair in knots, and, he was manipulated. And a young man went in and stole his comb with his hair, and that sorcerer threw it down a well, which caused a psychic attack up on the prophet's health, mind, and body. So it wasn't a woman at that time, and it's not always women. So we wanted to make sure that we understand in this realm, the more that they are showing only one specific gender as being malevolent and evil, then it is easy for, these types of sorcerers and warlocks to carry out these types of attacks through the holy books. So I hope that you received this message. Please like, share, and subscribe to me over all of my platforms. Book your one-on-one sessions with me so we can cleanse the negative energy that has been sent to you, or if you have been attacked through the holy books. Book your life coaching sessions or your video chat sessions. Donate to my channel. Leave a comment for me. I thank you for all of your support. Happy holidays. I'm High Oracle, Reiki spiritual healer. Assalamu alaikum.